Part 1, Matching of the Earthquake Test for Earth Science. Question number 1. Smaller earthquakes called these may follow a large earthquake. Foreshocks, secondary shocks, tsunamis, or aftershocks. Question 2. Seismology is the branch of science that studies what? Tsunamis, evidence of past life, earthquakes, or fossils. Question 3. The Richter scale is one scale used to describe the strength or what of an earthquake. Duration, liquefaction, amplification, or magnitude. Question 4. We use triangulation to pinpoint what of an epicenter? Amplification, location, duration, or magnitude. Question 5. An underwater earthquake may generate what? A tsunami, a monsoon, an aftershock, or a seismic wave. Number 6. When an earthquake occurs, it is often not the only hazard that results. All of the following are hazards that may occur except hurricanes, disease, fire, or unsafe living conditions. Question 7. Education, preparation, and scientific study are just a few of the ways that we can currently evacuate students, residents in earthquake zones, predict earthquakes, prevent loss of life, or prevent earthquakes. Question 8. Buildings built on rock instead of soil had a better chance of survival because loose soil can be affected by what, but rock isn't? Liquefaction, seismic waves, stress, or strike slip. Question 9. Most earthquakes occur where? In the middle of lithospheric plates, at or near plate boundaries, as a result of tsunamis, or in heavy populated areas. Question 10. A seismograph is used to do all of the following except what? Track when an earthquake began, determine the depth of a focus, measure the strength of an earthquake, or figure out how long an earthquake lasted. Question 11. All of the following are factors that directly contribute to the severity of an earthquake itself except the location of the epicenter, the climate of the region, the depth of the focus, or the magnitude of the earthquake. Question 12. Which scale does the USGS currently use to measure earthquakes? The Richter magnitude scale, the moment magnitude scale, the Mercalli intensity scale, or the seismic hazard scale? Question 13. A monitor that detects P waves would be very helpful because it could allow us to alert people to prepare for an earthquake, to prevent earthquakes from happening, to improve the safety of a building, or plenty of evacuation time. Question 14. Which type of body waves arrive first? love waves, S waves, P waves, or Rayleigh waves? Question 15, which of the following is not one of the three possible responses to increasing stress? Elastic deformation, plastic deformation, geologic deformation, or fracture? Question 16, if you were asked to design a building plan for California and Haiti, why couldn't you just make one really good plan for both? The weather in the two locations makes it so they have to be designed differently. Haiti's earthquake zones contain more homes, whereas the earthquake zones in California contain more businesses. Haiti is an impoverished nation and cannot afford the same materials. Or the buildings in California are much more modern looking and trendy. Question 17. When talking about waves, we first break them into two broad categories. This type of wave, which travels through the earth, and these type of waves, which travel at the top of the crust. Are those primary and secondary waves, body and surface waves, oceanic and continental waves, or Love and Rayleigh waves? Question 18. Scientists don't use the Richter scale much anymore because they do, but they renamed it for a new scientist. It doesn't accurately depict the energy released and damage. They figured out that the data behind the studies was incorrect, or it didn't accurately depict the distance that energy traveled through the earth. Question 19. Where do most of the world's earthquakes occur? At plate boundaries in the Pacific, in the center plates in the Atlantic, near Indonesia and Japan's Rift Valleys, or at plate boundaries in the Indian Ocean? Question 20. This scale measures intensity of an earthquake using observable features that people in the area would experience, such as being woken up or seeing furniture move. Higher numbers on the scale are associated with descriptions of the destruction in the area. Is that the Richter scale, the Mercalli intensity scale, the moment magnitude scale, or the seismographic scale? Question 21. We design buildings to be life safe. For this unit, the example of how a car crumples in an accident but protects the people inside is a perfect example of what? The unpredictable events that occur in life, the fact that scientists have yet to make an indestructible building material, the difference in designs over the years, or designing something to save lives even if it can't be used again. Question 22. We can only make long-term projections about when and where an earthquake might occur. There are many reasons why this could still be helpful. Which of the answers below is not a reason? They can be used to prepare emergency personnel in earthquake-prone areas. They allow governments to set stricter building codes in an area. They allow scientists to tell residents exactly when quakes will happen. Or they can be used to help determine where resources should be spent. Question 23. This is a break in the lithosphere along which movement has occurred. Epicenter, focus, fault, or tsunami?